guys, if you're here, I have to talk a little quietly, just to let you know, this council is for the info center area. Not for any other area, but just to let you know what we're... Oh wait, I'll be right back, hold on. Hope everyone's doing good. Good. Yeah, this is for the info center area, covers that district. The one for the blue building was the last one. And then in 2 weeks, I plan on going to the one that it's called Hollywood United for the blue building. I mean, for the blue building and the Celebrity Center area. So that will be a new one, hopefully in 2 weeks. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna try. I'm a little discombobulated today. It's a crazy day for me, but we're here. Oh, thank you, Phyllis. I'm glad you guys are here. Yeah. I think it's important to do this. And what we want to do is try to build like relationships with them and diplomacy and advocacy. Like, say hi to Michael. Psst. I couldn't sit over there with them, so they set it up weird this time. Okay, but we're doing diplomacy though. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't where we protest. This is where we try to get cooperation and get them to listen. So, that's what this meeting's for. And sadly, I mean, but everyone has a right to be heard. You know, but, and everyone should get involved locally. I completely stick with that. But at the same time, we had to realize that I believe in advocacy, where we try to build relationships and try to get, I'm hoping that in time, as we build and work with them, that more and more we can get them to understand and hopefully work with us. That's the goal. At the very least, they're going to become very educated. So, you know, I always keep it very respectful, right? And we'll see, hopefully. Yeah, they are. They made a comment. Thank you, Tony. Yeah, as they get to understand, but like I said,
Some of our members may be late, but the pizza will be here in 5 minutes.
We were just wondering.
Yeah, I think that there's a way for us to pay for our sins here. It's just like a pizza indulgence to our constituents. Brought to you by you.
he's that street's favorite person on here. Street says he's the most like down to earth and real person, so he's a big fan of his. His name is, I think, Sunshine. Or Sunny, I forget his name. Maybe try refreshing. I don't know if it's on yet. They're still working on the computers. I don't think it might be online yet. for sure, but I heard that they did. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they have to get 51% of the people to sign off on it. But what I think they do is they buy up all the properties all around their places, you know, so they get the consent.
In support of the mayor's budget. They passed it? Well, other than you support it, I don't know why I wouldn't support it, but I guess was I not supposed to support it?
You know what, Susie, it's a great question. Hey, Brandon. I mean, I am working. I have a formal complaint with the highest level of permitting, so as that proceeds, I'll ask these questions.
It doesn't count with 9 online.
How about the Indiana Space Lab?
Yes, this is for the Hollywood Center area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Grace.
Hey, Streets. How you doing?
Hey, Sweet. Good, good. How you doing?
Exactly.
What's up?
No, I can actually get 1 second.
See, I did.
That's true.
We have company. Right? Okay. Yeah, it looks like they worked it out.
Yeah, so it sounds like.
Yeah, there is pizza today. According to what they say, I don't see it yet. Which is good. I haven't eaten, so I'm starving. So bring it.
Their meeting, as soon as the vote was over, they said, no, you have to have certain numbers of people physically there that are on the board. Which I don't know.
Yes, I can't access it right now, though.
I guess what they're worried about is if there's something that they vote on, yes, something like this.
No, they wouldn't have any idea at this level. This has nothing to do with
Okay,
it.
but we're gonna get started. We're gonna wait for one more person for tomorrow, but it doesn't really matter. We still start over the reports and a couple of other things that don't require a vote. So we're just gonna press record online. Sorry.
We're live. I mean, that's it.
Okay, cool. It is 6:14. No, I'm gonna take it. Okay, fine. Okay, so, it's Curry said home sign under just under this.
So if I pass out.
Okay. Thank you.
I swear to God, I feel like everything.
So we'll start with, hi, okay, we have forum. Just getting started. Charles, Shawnee, and Crystal, but Dan, do you have to mark the time they came in?
They probably are because
Because the agenda does say like 3 to 7 minutes, they come.
I think the bookkeeping is delayed. I don't think they move through it if they don't get paid up front.
Okay, so we'll start with government representatives. I did tell Erica that we're meeting next week. I don't see her. Is she online?
She sends it.
And then, is anybody else here for government representatives? Other than LEPD, I think that's it. And then, I don't know if anyone's online. No, she's not. Anybody online for government representatives? If not, maybe you can start us off. Would you mind giving us an LEPD report?
Sure.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. This is Officer Brian Wright, our safety officer, our slow.
Afternoon, everybody. Thanks for coming and participating in your local government. Of interest, the LAPD has begun a new reporting system moving from the traditional paper, writing everything out. It's now gone to, it's supposed to be more of doing things digitally, uploading, cutting back on paperwork and whatnot. The interesting thing with that is it's affecting the ability to track stats. The way it's like a new system, so we don't have updated numbers or anything like that. I don't have anything significant to report as far as that goes. I do know you were involved in some follow-up.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah,
Appreciate
and
it.
to be honest, that was the detectives in the regular process, which
Yeah.
sometimes takes longer than.
No, that's great. If anybody wasn't here last month, somebody stole our street sign on Cosmo Street within district. I actually was there to see the whole thing. They wouldn't put it back. I told them I was gonna make a police report. I did, and the detective followed up, and I was able to identify. So that's what we're talking about. So be good Samaritans, and these things do work. Like you can get your citizen arrest on, or you can just file a police report. So
Okay, bye.
it's a true story. So go ahead.
The only big event we have coming up, obviously, Pride, yeah, it involves street closures. I don't remember no, it's like that. Obviously, heavy street closures, and but we'll have heavy presence for it. That's been a non-issue in the past.
And then is something happened at Cello, on Streeter? The You Stay Hostel, old site?
Oh, this Cielo Hotel?
Cello, yeah, something happened, yeah, maybe Cielo, not Cello.
Which day? About a week or two ago?
I don't know, Crystal said there was a fire there. Is that a thing? Is there a fire there? I know
Yes.
there's more fire.
I got a fire alert from the LA, the new, fire alert that they came to our last meeting to talk about.
Oh, from, life.
Okay, so you wouldn't really have fire.
It's been a struggle with, because it's vacant, you have break-ins and squatting, so we've cleared it out several times. And are trying to work with the owners to get better board up, being better secured, but it's still a work in progress.
So you don't know anything about the fire?
I don't know anything about the fire.
Got you. Probably have to know about it. What's going on with the owner? How come they don't open it?
Well, at this point now, it's gonna need extensive like rehab, because it's been destroyed for the most part.
Do you know why they didn't originally open it for so long? Alright, well, that's too bad. Yeah, just for those fire there, right? It's basically all we know about it. Yeah. Is there no other stats or news in the neighborhood?
The news is the status of being restated.
Yeah, they're being.
Got it.
Okay. Any more questions? Any questions? Was there,
No,
okay.
which is,
I heard there was like a carjacking gone wrong or something.
there are many murders there.
Yeah.
That was downtown.
Downtown.
Oh,
Yeah.
not.
Not all.
Okay, I got a question for you. I saw y'all guys cleared up finally, thanks for that, the encampment on the cabin. Did they just move to the next street over on Shredder? Is that just all it is?
There were, McCadden only had an actual, probably 2 or 3 tents. Most of that was just accumulated stuff. And several people were arrested for some outstanding like warrants and things like that. That had pending, so. And that's, some people may have moved,
Got it,
and a lot of stuff was cleared. So
got it, got it. So most of those guys would be.
several of them.
They just know where
I was at the mayoral, mayoral
Yeah.
election today, and they said they're gonna be
It's been
speaking
for
at the
like 4
Sunset
years.
Studios site next.
That was the intention. It was had previously been scheduled. It was supposed to open, so we don't know when that'll be.
They were saying, oh, she was saying it's coming up, but yeah, maybe. Any other board questions? Any stakeholder questions? Okay, up to 2 minutes, oh wait, 2. Yeah, please go ahead.
2 minutes. Hi, Senior Lead Officer White. I just want to ask, like, in general, for a noise complaint, how long does it take for LAPD to respond to just a simple noise complaint? My estimate is that it's going to take hours if they even show up. But the other day, and I know it's not right here in this council district, but since you're, LAPD, I need to bring it up that over in the Hollywood United area in front of La Poubelle, somebody was using a megaphone for a few minutes, protesting in front of, yes, it was across the street from Celebrity Center. Celebrity Center called in a noise complaint, someone making noise outside of
a church, and, well, you know, I use that term loosely, and LAPD rained down like they were armed fugitives, running, like kidnapping somebody. Numerous officers, numerous cars swarmed in, pulling somebody out of their vehicle, pushing people who, people who were there, and, for a noise complaint. I know that's not the norm. So we are seeing the bias of Scientology in bed with LAPD. And it will happen here. That's why I'm bringing it up here. It will happen here. When Scientology calls, LAPD will run. They will go overboard. They will violate rights. They will do whatever it takes to help Scientology. And and it's just, it's got to stop. You guys are showing your bias. You're showing the corruption, and we don't want it anymore. And it's absolutely like beyond the pale. And that's not how you respond to a noise complaint. And you arrested the person and took them in for a noise complaint. Like, not even a minute on a megaphone, or maybe a couple minutes. It's utterly ridiculous. Please cease and desist. Thank you.
Next slide, yes, let's go from front and then we'll go back.
Yeah, you started talking about this digital form versus the written form. When's that going to go into action?
It's already in effect.
It's in effect. Is there a website that we go to?
There is online reporting which already has been up and running. It's LAPD.online. LAPD online, and but this is specific to officers, as opposed to when officers respond and take. Previously, you would actually fill out a piece of paper, people would sign right there. Now it's all done. Actually, you do it on your phone or like a tablet.
And what about our existing reports that we filed? What's happening with those? Is those being moved to digital, or do we still deal with those the same way?
That's still, everything that was already previously done stays as it was. Everything now is transitioning to digital. It doesn't change the investigation, the actual way it's taken, it's just how it's brought into the system.
Officer, if you don't mind, what's the best way to file a possible missing persons report? Is it by computer?
No, I believe missing persons, well, I don't believe that one's eligible for the online reporting. So that one, you either generate a call or people do come to the front desk to report them as well. So it just depends on the circumstances.
Okay, this is called Hollywood Division, or no?
Yeah, just north here on Wilcox.
Okay.
And back.
Yeah, so you mentioned online reporting, so a battery report, would that be done online or in the field?
It depends. Oh, no, battery would be done in the field.
Only in the field, not online, right?
All the circumstances, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, because, yeah, you should talk to Sergeant James about that, he seems to think that it's being done online. She mentioned the relationship between Scientology and LAPD. One of the biggest problems is Officer White right here, this guy right here. This is like one of the main Scientologist defenders. He's out of this division all the time at Scientology functions. If there's a Scientology function, Officer White's gonna be here. Back to the council members, the neighborhood council members, especially you and the lady in the middle. I gotta tell you, we just added $110 million to the LAPD budget while we cut housing and homelessness funding by $400 million. That happened last Thursday. That's our new budget. And part of the problem is you. You want a detective to come out over a street sign being stolen. You, yes you. The fact that we are doing that, that you are that much of a Karen to demand a detective about a street sign, when there are all types of things going on, especially at Hollywood Boulevard. No, it's a statement about the police. Don't cut me off. It's statement about the police, don't cut
It's
me
not a
off.
question, wait for the public comment.
It's a public comment, exactly, this is a
Public comment
comment.
section, this is questions for me.
But this is public comment.
He's name calling, next person. Any other questions for?
You're a Karen lady.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Breaking the laws is a great thing.
No, it's not a great thing, but it doesn't require a detective. That's your priority. That's your priority.
Yeah, I just wanted to know, I've received like an email about noise complaints from the Godfrey Hotel rooftop, but I know that they were during the day hours. Can you share like what?
Well, she lives there, right? That's your place, shit.
The Godfrey does have conditions for their rooftop use. that it doesn't necessarily have to be like after 10 PM or anything.
Right.
They have to be cognizant of their noise throughout the day.
Oh, okay.
And you can feel free to direct anyone, to us, we'll work with that as well.
Okay,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much. Are we gonna help next for Power Line? Thank you. Yay. Thanks for coming over.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Erica Getty-Dowdy. I help support the Central Hollywood Neighborhood Council, as well as 7 other neighborhood councils throughout the city of Los Angeles. Before heading over to tonight's meeting, I did send the board an email with all of my announcements and updates, so I won't go too into detail onto what is on that email, but some announcements that I think is most beneficial for the public as well as for the board are a few. The first one being that the Congress of Neighborhoods event is scheduled for Saturday, September 28th. So this is a free and open to the public event that is going to be taking place at Los Angeles City Hall. It is put together by a handful of neighborhood council board members as well as community members that are interested in connecting the residents of Los Angeles to our departments, city officials, and whatnot. Every year they put on this huge event. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Daniel, but at the last event there was about 500 or over 500. Over 700. So this is a huge event that they have every year. So mark your calendars, and of course to the board, they're willingly open to take any contributions. I can take questions as soon as I'm done with my announcements. The second one is being that for anyone who is not a board member but a stakeholder that is on a committee, we are asking both the neighborhood council board members as well as the stakeholder committee members to complete the code of conduct training. We're asking everyone to get that done by June 30th. If you have any questions about how do I do that training, do I need to, how do I gain access to that document, I'm here to support with that as well as the board, so feel free to let me know if you have any questions about that. And then lastly, but certainly not least, as I mentioned last time, given that we're towards the end of the fiscal year, we do have some deadlines to keep in mind. June 1st is the last date for this board to cut any checks. And so if there's any interest from organizations to submit an MPG application or whatnot, June 1st is the deadline. And then lastly, the last thing that I will share is that I want to just give everyone in the room a heads up that the board is able to ask stakeholders to leave if they find that you are being disruptive. So we'll give 3 verbal warnings. After that 3rd verbal warning, we will ask for you to leave. So I ask that we all be respectful and give each other the time that that is allocated to us. So with that, I'm happy to take any questions.
Real quick, the event at City Hall, when it's Saturday or?
It's Saturday, September 28th.
Okay, what time?
You know what, I don't have the time on the top of my head. I know that the planning committee is working through the logistics, but in the past it has been an all-day event. I want to say from like 9 a.m. to like 3 p.m. So
Thank you.
I can share additional details as they come about.
Any questions for the board?
Oh, I think there's
Sheila, have a question?
Yeah, quick question, for the board training. If my committees or board doesn't finish the thing in by June 3rd, what will happen? What's the consequence?
So this training is issued by the Board of Neighborhood Commissioners, and so in that document that you're signed, there is some detailed information of what those restrictions are. For board members, if you don't have this training completed, that means you cannot vote on both, really on all items, funding and non-funding items. And then, if I'm not mistaken, you also don't count towards quorum. As it relates to the stakeholder committee members, there are some additional consequences to not completing the training. I don't know for certain, so I don't want to misspeak at this point.
This is the same training that we did last year?
It's an amended,
So same but amended.
right.
So I gotta make sure everybody on this, which I'll follow up with everybody on the board by June 2nd. Well, I guess it'd be by the next June meeting.
Right.
End of June.
I mean, technically, we're asking everyone to complete it by June 3rd but it wouldn't impact the board until our.
And we go, we completed it online, we got an email with a link. We got an email with a link to it online.
I saw it.
The same thing for like the Angelino.
That's right, so for our neighborhood council board members, it's through the Cornerstone portal. For our stakeholder committee members, it's gonna be simply printing that code of conduct training, having them read and sign, and then giving it back to the board, and you want to keep record of that.
Okay, okay, so Tamara, you heard that right? I'm gonna make sure to follow up with everybody to make sure we got that on email. Okay, thank you. Anything else?
I think that is all.
Any other questions? I see no hands. I see no hands. Okay, thank you so much. Any other government representatives in attendance? Anyone online?
I have some ties and some know who I am, so.
Government representative?
Well, they know who I am and I have some ties, so I do a little bit more writing for Hollywood, but I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, it's government representatives, like the city.
Officials, no, I guess not.
Okay, so then that concludes this portion of the agenda. Next, we'll open up to public comment. People have up to 2 minutes of public comment on anything not on the agenda. And then we'll have a timer for it. So if you have public comment, please raise your hand. Thank you. Please look to the front of the timer.
Hi, of course, it's going to be related to Scientology, but a broken record here, but I'm bringing a different aspect to it. And SB4, I don't know if you're aware of that, the state created a law where religious institutions can, whatever property they've owned prior to January, I believe, of 2024, they can build, any kind of housing that they want. And so now the city council is trying to do 23-172 council file to make it where that date is endless. So my concern is that Scientology will, if this passes through the council, will be able to buy up every property, they have, any property they want, and turn it into high level, like 6-story housing. Like we could become the metropolis of Scientology, like that's how far it could go. And so it's not just Scientology. I mean, it's just only for religious-based organizations. But do we as a city want any group that can just take whatever property they want and by right build all this housing? I understand we have a housing crisis, but you can see how that can become a problem. For me, it's because of the Scientology aspect. I can see them doing that. I believe they already are, if I'm not mistaken. I'm looking into it. But I'm asking you to please, as a board, consider looking into, it's SB4 is the state law, and then the council district 23-172, and because and ask them not to vote no. Now this SB4 is already in law, so they can already build as long as they owned it prior to January, but we don't want them doing it ongoing and changing the date to indefinite. Thank you.
Public comment on non-agenda items? Yes, sir.
Speaking of properties, ladies and gentlemen, Central Hollywood, thank you for the opportunity to speak. Just discussing how we can change graffiti and trash and littering and utilizing vacant commercial properties and benefit our communities. Across the United States, it does show that the occupied property is significantly better between the vandalism and littering. 20 to 30% was reduction in such activities compared to the vacant ones. Here in Hollywood, we achieved this similar improvement and transforming empty spaces into vibrant centers and local businesses and communities, not just property buildings. Our proposed initiative aims to do just that. I ran for Central Hollywood Neighborhood City Council last year, just to show my dedication behind this. We got remarkable individuals working with me, Quante Bosco Adams, author of a bestseller book called Chasing Freedom. We also have the #1 movie on Peacock right now called Bosco about prison reform bill. And Cassandra Cooper, owner of the successful movie studio. And we have education speakers as well that's along with this. This project is not only revitalizing neighborhood areas, but it's also to provide sustainable revenues and event workshops, ensuring long-term impact. This engaged local this events that we're planning on putting together is not just going to shape Central Hollywood, but additionally review the streams of having art shows, music performances, film festivals, sync production courses, meditation sessions, yoga classes, sound therapy, VR experiences, partnershiping with the other schools outside of the Central Hollywood. Will actually extend our education for science as well. So I thank you guys for considering what we're trying to do. We're just building the community, make it better.
20 seconds.
make it better for not just only just ourselves, but LA period. And I feel like we should have a metropolis of art because apparently that's what we present. Thank you guys, and if y'all have any comments, actions, verbalization, pointers, let us know. This is our team right here. Thank you.
Thank you for that comment. Next, public comment, yes, sir, in the front.
Yeah, I just wanted to piggyback off of what Jonathan said. As city board members, I highly recommend that you guys take a clear look at Clearwater, Florida, and look what Scientology has done there. They've actually bought up one building after another building after another building, and the city is actually dead. There's no restaurants open, there's no activity downtown. The city's now trying to fight to get their buildings back. They're trying to either do domain, public domain back to get some of the buildings back, but Scientology is back at it again. They're doing this in every city across the United States. And I think that if you guys are really concerned about your city, you really need to take some time and investigate what this cult is doing to the city and the relationship that they're building with the police officers is really not, it's not fair to our community. And that's why we're here. We want to have a fair community. I yield my time.
Thank you. Next public comment, yes, sir, in the front.
Yeah, I'm representing Heart Forward, and I'm not sure if this is where I should be speaking or not, but we wanted to talk about the upcoming series of movies. I know that you're talking about it later on Outreach. Specifically, I'm here with a member from the Hollywood Mental Health Clubhouse. We're very engaged with what's happening in the pilot project for Heart Forward relative to Hollywood 2.0. And what we'd like to do is get the neighborhood council engaged with what they're doing in supporting the people suffering with mental health issues. And we'd like to have you reserve like 30 slots for us for each of the showings so we can get people at Mark Twain facility, the Mental Health Clubhouse, Village of Gower, and other facilities where we have people living in our community suffering with mental illnesses.
Thanks, John. We spoke earlier today, and please also admit that other comment. Public comment? Yes, sir.
Yeah, getting back to what I was talking about before, we are defunding the city right now because of these guys, LAPD. Again, they got a $110 million increase. They already get 48.4% of our discretionary budget. And we just gave them a huge increase while we cut homelessness and housing spending by $400 million. They are defunding it. And the reason why, and I'll bring it back to you, is it's not helpful when we have Karens demanding police resources being used for petty things. I know that you like citing Citizen App all the time. Let me explain how Citizen App works. Citizen App has somebody in a control room listening to police radio, and whichever call sounds salacious, they post. And there's no follow-up afterwards. It's not accurate, and even White, the corrupt White, would admit that. So when I come in here and every week you cite what Citizen App says, you actually look like quite a fool. That's all I'm saying. Be angry.
Yes, sir.
Can I ask you a question? You know if,
Public comment, there's no questions. You can make up for 2 minutes of public comment. Okay, any other public comment? I see no hands. We're just gonna do a couple online, so we'll go ahead and talk to folks. This one says call in user. Hi, you have up to 2 minutes for public comment.
Yeah, the LA City Council today voted 14 ayes, the one absent, to confirm Mark Harris Dawson as the next LA City Council president, starting on September 20th of this year. Paul Picard is termed out, so he will be stepping down on September. Just FYI, thank you.
Thank you for that public comment. Next is, Rogue Artist Ensemble. For 2 minutes, please.
Yes, hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, great, hi, my name is Sean, and I'm the artistic director for Rogue Artist Ensemble. We're a nonprofit arts organization in the city, and I had emailed with Mr. Perez about a project that we're gonna be doing in the neighborhood council's district at the LGBT Center this summer. We're working on a project called Happy Fall, a queer stunt spectacular that we've been developing for over 5 years with community members from the stunt community in Hollywood. The production is a stunt show that will be taking place and running for about 6 weeks at the center. And we're just really excited to share information about this project and hopefully partner with the neighborhood council to be able to promote the show and help raise awareness about the work we're doing. Not only are we going to be having a production, but we'll also be having a gallery exhibit that will include partners with the Natural History Museum and other institutions to bring historic archival photos of the stunt work and history of the stunts in Hollywood to the community to help complement the live theater production. It's going to be a really spectacular time, and I'm excited to keep sharing more information as we get closer to the premiere this August 17th at the LGBT Center.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Next up is OSA, OSA. OSA, would you like to speak?
That's Office of Special Affairs, Scientology.
Yeah, that's a prank call.
We're gonna go on to the next.
It's gonna be a prank call.
Shelley.
That's what they do.
2 minutes.
Good evening, Council. I'm just calling because I have not received a response from LAPD. Just regarding this is regarding Officer Brian White, who's there right now. Officer Brian White and I have 3 kids together, and he's behind on child support.
I'm sorry, your guys' time.
Okay, last but not least, Ramona. 2 minutes, please. Ramona going once. Ramona going twice. Okay, we're gonna move on. Ramona's not speaking. Okay, so then that concludes public comment. Thank you for all of your comments. And next up, we're gonna go into NPG and then we'll go into law. So NPG, still would you like to come up? Sure. We're gonna be talking about the grant for shower program. Sheila, if you please stand right here, so that we can just put the camera for the full online. I'd like to make a motion to support the project and we'll hear about it in a second.
I'll second.
Thanks, sir. All right, take it away.
Hi, good evening. I'm the executive director of A Million Drops, and we're a nonprofit that's been in existence since 2013. We're asking for $1,000 to go towards hiring a formerly homeless individual who's helping us with the showers over at the Hollywood Adventist Church in the Compassion Connection group. And this gentleman, we'll be paying him the $17.25 an hour, and for 60, we'll get about 60 hours for that. And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions. The shower program's been operating for the last 5 years. I'm also the president of Hollywood United Neighborhood Council, and we're the original vendors of that particular showers code that is on that campus. And it's changed a little bit because we lost our portable shower, but we're getting a new one. So there's a few things that are happening there, but we serve about 50 to 75 individuals every day. Right now it's over 200.
Thanks a lot.
Public comment? Stakeholder comments?
Did you say you were the president of Hollywood United? Okay, because I plan on coming to your meeting in 2 weeks as well, June 10th, but you don't seem to be having planning land use ever.
We do, if we have an issue, that no one's been bringing anything up.
Oh.
And a couple of times that it's been brought up, a lot of our members on the, I know, sorry, a lot of members on the board, we have a conflict.
Okay.
Any questions about the
Well, I support the shower thing. I think that's great, and can I email you privately? Okay, thank you.
I've heard of the MPD, can you remind me real quick?
neighborhood purpose grant is funding that is, the neighborhood councils get $34,000, and that's a total budget, and so we have discretion as a board to vote on different neighborhood purpose grants. They have two nonprofit organizations, and as we listen to their presentations and vote if yea or nay to support our particular board, max is out at $1,000 per MPG, and those require in-person attendance to present the project, and that is all. Okay, all right, so,
housed.
Have you?
Sorry, I'm not answering questions.
Formerly homeless individuals before?
We have not, we've never paid for anybody.
She's the president of the council for where La Poubelle at the Celebrity Center is. So I do plan on going to her meeting next.
Would you like to read the letter? Let's do this letter. Is that- Nice.
I think they called on you, but it didn't go through something because they called on you a few times.
What does that do, not get them out?
I was gonna email it. It's very short.
Okay, all right. Send us the letter. I want to read the letter. Nobody else read the letter.
You want me to or not?
No, just send it to us.
Okay, I'll email it, cheers. I'll email it to you directly. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna take a vote then, and you, still have a chance online, so,
I didn't realize you were the president.
I made a motion, and you seconded it.
Yes.
Yes.
A million jobs, but it's the same different email, but I'll still get you transferred over. I'll write you.
Okay, great, so that concludes the meeting, right? Thank you, so that's it, Romeo. Shawty did ask that you come up, Flo, would you like to come up for presentation? Thank you so much, Shawty did ask for that, right? And would you? Hi, how are you? Your presentation, did you, I'll send it to you, or do you want to? Yeah. Okay. Okay, just one sec. And then, what's the address for this?
It's at the corner, southeast corner of 775. It's a tower.
President and my husband.
Right around the backside of that.
And are you
The developer.
Yes. I'm like, so what's it gonna be? I'm like, oh, I'm about to watch the presentation, but like, what's it gonna be? Like, why am I asking this question?
We have another in the city of LA, it's on the west side. This one, we're all over the side.
What's the name of the company?
Sarah Friedman.
Someone on the west side of this.
Yeah, that would be the city council, which we plan to do as well, but I want to build relationships with the neighborhood councils and just get rapport and like build a relationship.
That's part of the group,
It's not that they can't really fix anything overnight, so I know it must feel frustrating, but this is how we make change. You bring awareness, you, it's little by little baby steps, if that makes sense. Thank you, Karen. Yeah, she was very nice. She gave me her seat. She was very nice, so I look forward to going before their board. But she gave me her card with her email, so I'm going to reach out to her ahead of time and try to get the dialogue going.
Whenever you're ready. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for having us tonight. My name is Nancy Dornfeld, and I'm with Community Outreach with Neighborhood Forward. I'm joined by Dave Powers, who's Harris Regis, the developer for the site. We're going to introduce you to our project on the corner of Sunset and Vine. All right. So the site is at the corner of Sunset and Vine, where there's an existing 19-story tower next to the historic Norton Camera Shop, which is right here. We're proposing an urban infill project to replace the surface parking lot and the one-story retail garage.
Thank you. Thank you, Valley Girl.
All right, so the project would include 170 ADU residential units built around the existing 64 units in the tower.
I wonder why they left with slow
low
way.
income and 8 low-income affordable housing units. The proposed project is an 8-story mixed-use podium building consisting of over 16,000 square feet of new retail and restaurant space on the ground floor. Additionally, we're not required to provide parking, however, we are providing 284 parking spaces. Thank you. Here is a site plan of the ground floor of the development site. The existing tower on the corner is to remain with new retail.
Yeah, Susie, I almost laughed out loud with that one.
This is the site plan of the podium level, which includes a pool, clubhouse, fitness center, and courtyard for residents to enjoy. And residents of the existing tower have full access to these amenities through a bridge connecting the two. All right, now I'm going to take you through some renderings of the project. This is a view from the corner of Sunset and Vine, looking on to the existing tower and new ground floor retail restaurant.
Yes.
Next slide.
That's what we want to do, break down walls and barriers.
This is a view from Sunset, and you can see how there's ground floor retail and then 6 stories of residential built on top of that. This is the historic Morgan Camera Shop, which exists on the site today. It is staying, and it's proposed as a new restaurant space. Perfect. This is a view of Leland and Vine. Leland is the street directly behind Sunset. Okay, and here is a view of Vine. You can see new landscaping throughout the entire site to make it more activated, inviting for pedestrians and visitors. Here is the podium level with pool, club rooms, fitness centers, cabanas, places for the residents to enjoy, and as I mentioned, residents of that existing tower have full access to this. This is a view from the Leland, and this is where commercial users and residents can access the parking for the site. I'm going to go over some of our entitlements. We're requesting a density bonus with a few requests, including reducing the setbacks on Leland and the interior property line, waiving building separation requirements, and increasing the floor area ratio. Additionally, we're requesting a site plan review and a master CUD to allow for alcohol sales on site.
I'm not sure.
All right. So what I think is so great about this project are the many community benefits. By building new retail and restaurant space throughout the ground floor, we're activating the pedestrian experience along Sunset. We're also providing 34 very needed affordable housing units. And by building around the existing tower, we're able to generate new housing without displacing current residents. Additionally, we're getting rid of unattractive and uninviting service parking lots and providing new landscaping throughout the whole site. All right, thank you so much. We're happy to answer any questions. We appreciate your time tonight and the hope that we have your support.
Thank you. So we'll start with public comment. Folks can make public comment relating to this agenda item for up to 2 minutes. After public comment, we'll go for discussion.
Question?
Yeah, so we're gonna ask the developers not to respond to every question until all public comment has been exhausted. So why don't we start over on this side with the bike rider over here.
Hey, just a comment, not a question. Why don't you build something somebody needs and wants, like a single-family dwelling, a 1-story, 4 duplex, something that people want instead of these, which are gonna bring too many people to a congested area. We don't want any more high density. Single-family dwelling, start doing something right. That's my comment.
Thank you.
Yes, can you tell me who the owner of the property is and the name of the developer? I'm sorry, because I missed that. And you're saying there are there's going to be 34 low income. Is there going to be any the lower? I forget how they term it, but lower. Very low. Thank you. Very low income.
We'll let all public comments, if you don't mind trying to
respond to those.
Thank you.
I think there was another hand up in the back.
Yeah, what type of subsidies are you guys getting for this, especially compared to having affordable, you say affordable. Affordable means a lot of things. Affordable can end up being $2,500 a month rent, $3,000 a month rent. So I'd like to know what you call affordable housing there and what subsidies you got from the city.
Thank you. And then to 2 minutes.
Yeah, are you guys doing anything LEED with the building? Is that it?
Oh, sorry.
Because I didn't see much green space there, so is this a LEED building?
Yeah, we can go on that. Okay.
Last call for public comments.
Yeah, what's the anticipated range of your market rate apartments?
Okay.
Did you have one?
Yeah, I think I have some bright ideas for you guys that can help the community right there, and I would love to talk to you guys about that.
Okay.
Any other public comment? Last call for public comment? All right, I appreciate you'll be patient with that, please.
Sure. You want us to answer these questions first before we get to you guys?
So next is response to public comment. We have an opportunity to respond to public comment, and then board members will ask questions, and then we'll go into our board deliberation.
Okay.
Well, I believe the first question was about the developers, the Sarah's Regis Group, they power here on their behalf today.
Yeah, there's a larger firm that actually owns the site, owns the tower and manages it right now, and the property is called Invesco, but Sarah's Regis Group is the developer. Thank you. On this. Can you go back to the affordable breakdown here? Oh, sorry.
This one?
Yep.
Yeah, so the affordable requirements on this project are 28 very low income units and 8 low income units. Those are actually set by the city. Those are set by the city and even the state. Very low, I believe, is 50% of median income. You can't make more than that, and low income is, my numbers may be a little bit off. I think low is 80% of area median income. Yeah. So we have 20% of the units are considered affordable on the project. You had asked about green building. Lead green building, yeah, so we're required to comply with the state of California and the city of LA's green building requirements, which are equivalent to LEED. And when we start building this, it's gonna be equivalent to probably gold LEED. We're also gonna be required to put solar. It's gonna be an all-electric building. Probably have to have battery backup on that. There's recycling, there's lowering energy usage, appliances, everything top to bottom is gonna have to meet all those requirements.
Are you applying for LEED certification?
Sorry, the public comment period is closed, so we can't go back and forth anymore.
Yeah, so, I don't know if we're gonna apply for LEED itself because of the requirements for city. A lot of those are more stringent than LEED, and it does cost money. I mean, we're gonna be complying with it. I don't know if we're gonna actually apply for it. Yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't get my question answered about subsidies.
We're getting 0 subsidies from the city.
There was also a question
From
about.
the state?
From 0 from the state, 0 from the federal government.
There was also a question about the
That's funny,
market rate
Susie.
and what the price range would be.
I'm not sure what the market rate is right in the immediate area, because I haven't looked at rents in a while.
Yeah, it
but
does.
They'll be comparable to all of the new buildings that are along. There's a new building already, next door that's built. If we opened up, we'd be the same rents as those.
Thank you for responding to public comment. I'm now gonna open it up to our board members to ask questions.
So, we have, several of these type of mixed-use residential and commercial buildings now popping up, at all the major intersections. Some of them have been here now for, 10 years. Are you, do you have any idea of what the occupancy rates are in those buildings?
If you're talking about the residential units, most of those buildings are at 90-95% occupied. Unless they're in lease up, unless they're newer and they're still trying to fill the building out. But as far as I know, the last numbers I looked at, Hollywood for newer apartments is like a 92-93% occupancy on average.
Any other board members? Nine also has a question. She's one of our board members participating via Zoom. Nine, did you want to ask a question?
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, hi, everybody. Just clarification, this is where the CVS, is it Blaze, European Wax, all of those, retail places are in this area, right? Or is the next block up?
We're where the Tender Greens is. The Tender Greens and the Chipotle will stay. I think Fabiola's Cafe is part of the building that we're gonna be taking down. But it's at Tender Greens and Chipotle corner.
Okay, and there used to be like a CVS or Walgreens or something like that. I know that was
That's across the street.
That's a different block.
Okay. No, but my point is that, is there a possibility to bring something like that back? you know, like to that street.
They will all have to be accessible,
Is there
but
possibly
not
like
necessarily
a
redesigned.
or something like that?
Our retail is not configured to have a store the size and shape of a CVS or Walgreens. We're more inline retail. We're expecting mostly restaurants, food.
Call in, Fat Grammy. You can call in and ask a question.
And how long are you thinking it's gonna take you to get those retail spaces full?
How long till we get them
Have a lot of
full?
retail spaces.
Yeah, I mean, we're still a number of years away from starting construction, but as soon as we're under construction, we'll be marketing the space, and, you know, it takes a while because they have to sign the lease, then they have to design the space, and then they have to build it out, so, you know, that process can take a year and a half, but we try and start leasing while we're under construction and well before we open up.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I have a few comments. This is something that we bring up to Plum all the time. One is, could you, for outreach in the residential areas, just let folks know that within CHNC boundaries, or a welcome package of some sort, or if it's online, just some way of alerting folks about, our neighborhood being here, meeting every month?
Yeah.
Second, thank you. Business side, would you try to make like an unofficial commitment to try to hire local within like a 1 mile radius so that congestion, traffic, parking is lessened? People can walk or bike to work at these ground floor facilities? Thank you. And the third, not least, developers of this size, we
Bike guy will agree with you, Gotcha.
consider making any sort of enterprise, nonprofit, local commitment, contribution to anything, not just unofficially, to anything in the neighborhood within walking distance within agency borders, to just arts, greenery,
Certainly.
something of that sort.
Certainly.
I know there's a park developer fee, I believe it's like 1%. I know that goes towards it, but something else that within CHNC, again, minority owned,
Right.
female owned, something of that nature. I don't know if there's.
I agree,
Blake.
Blake.
But something enterprise like
Sure.
small business.
Sure.
Like a community
Yeah.
space type thing?
Yeah, I mean,
Something that
something
the
that
developer could use essentially for like, cause it's like a really big space, I'm sure
Yeah.
there's so much space that it's, our intention is to garner engagement from the constituency in general. So that way we can all build stronger communities and have a vibrant city and country.
As an example, Omni was probably a comparable development size. They actually committed to providing small square footage to an enterprise at their choice. Again, minority owned or something, nonprofit, like to be in that ground floor unit. I know that's a hard ask because it's like a market rate, or sort of a contribution towards something like that. So it's an open-ended conversation, but hoping that you can invest in our communities. I'm not sure if y'all live here, but obviously the building is. So.
Happy to have further discussion.
I think just adding on to the big front earlier, just while space is being used up, allowing for some sort of uses of it by local community organizations or by the parks as well, even if it's not permanent use, just, we've seen a lot of issues with spaces taking years to lease up and just completely vacant, and that has caused a lot of problems.
And then how organizations to pitch and you have the vacancies to offer.
Right.
And a great example of Hollywood Food Coalition is in that post-production building that's going through entitlement. That's a fantastic use of empty space because they're actually giving food back to the nonprofits in the neighborhood. So you're not gonna have space to try and point that for permitting. I know right now it's not. Right now it's being utilized by evergreen. Let's just say we have to do that. It's not space into. Don't keep them vacant or right here into that cello building.
Yeah, we've had experience with the noise one, so we're very cognizant.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Yes, sir.
We have what you need. Exactly what you, yes. Same thing. Yeah.
Okay, well then that closes out the board side, right? No one else has any comments on the board? Then let's vote. So I make a motion to support the project with support for outreach in the residential. I'm just gonna make a comment on those three comments. I'm gonna make a motion with those three things that I said, kind of, so we can kind of keep in touch on it. I'm just waiting for them to get the rest of it.
Like, we support you as long as.
Yeah, just to kind of keep it on record that, yeah, we said we were able to do those three things, which would benefit you as much as us, so we know already.
You can have our conditional love.
It's a community. Sorry.
They're volunteers.
You know, I can do, like, maybe talk, text it, notes, if you want to do that. Yeah, no, I mean, I already have it, I recorded what you said earlier. You did? Yeah. Here, I'm just gonna. I make a motion to support the project with outreach to the residential residents, to the residential portion of the project, letting them know they're within CHMC borders through a flyer or some sort of notification, right? For hiring locally in the retail section, so that we save on parking, congestion, and just environmental reasons. To make some sort of contribution to an enterprise that is local within CHMC boundaries, specifically in like minority-owned or women-owned small business, whether that be pre or post construction, meaning while you're building, if you have vacancies, you reach out to a nonprofit to utilize that space, or post, you offer something that's below market rate to offer to a local nonprofit or enterprise-based B Corp type of organization that benefits our local community. What's that? Yeah, totally. The first one was to provide outreach to the residential portion of the project, that they are within CHMC boundaries. Second is to hire locally at the retail components, if at all possible. Not a requirement, just try. Just try, like an affirmative action type of thing. Like if this person lives in San Diego Valley and this person lives on Wilcox, and we'll go with Wilcox, and we'll go with equal value, or equal workmanship. And the third one being, the most important, I think, is just some sort of contribution, monetary or in like.
I think it might be too late because I think they're beyond.
To an enterprise, nonprofit.
Were you on there during public comment?
The minority or women.
During, yeah, the public asking.
Literally anything that is speaks to you. Have a second? Second, thank you. Okay, and if anybody's not opposed to those three votes, then we'll vote. Is anybody opposed to the motion? Did anybody abstain? Okay, then we'll write a letter of support for you. If you could please just reach out to Shawnee, she will write it and we'll sign it, and then you can put it into the case file. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate your, have a good night. Your willingness. Thank you. Okay, so that concludes that, okay. So, next we're talking about movie night, because, John and the Clubhouse are gonna be kind of talking to us about this, so Daniel, take it away. It's great for everyone to know about this too.
Yeah, so the Central Hollywood Neighborhood Council is having our annual movie night screenings again, and this year it's going to be bigger and better than ever. We're going to be doing
She's the president.
The first is going to be just a couple of weeks at the Egyptian Theater. Netflix is doing a pre-release screening for us on June 11th at 7. And then you can see the dates of the others on the screen, but all of the screenings will be free, including the ones at the El Capitan.
Thank you, Donnie. That's a great question.
Incredible. Happy to be partnering and providing some family fun community programming this summer. The only ask is that you RSVP because the venues do have capacity limits. So you'll be able to see on our website, on our social media accounts, the QR code, or you can just go on chmc.org and RSVP. But yeah, just let us know how many of your party will be coming so that we can eventually start a wait list. I just say RSVP soon because they're already starting to fill up. I would like to talk about staffing, but I'm happy to give the floor over to John. John, would you mind talking to us about how we can support our community partners?
Yeah, one of the things we're trying to do with Hollywood 2.0 is basically create a
Do you want to
community.
come here, John?
Oh, sure.
Then we can, you will, Zoom can also hear you.
Sure.
This is what people say, I'm so important right now, like, so important, just please call me another time.
before, I'm representing Heart Forward LA. And one of the things that we do are try to provide programs that are very similar to what's happening in a little small village in Italy called Trieste. Where basically they're trying to basically have an entire community support people that are suffering with severe mental illness. And what ended up happening is we helped the LA County Department of Mental Health submit a proposal to the state to do a pilot project for 5 years. And they received funding for that. And we have a number of facilities around Los Angeles specifically for either permanent supportive, interim supportive, acute care for people suffering with severe mental illness. And one of the things we've been trying to do is provide kind of some normalcy to people that are residents of these various facilities. And so when I saw the movie nights come out, I thought, oh, this is great. We'll get a group of people to get together to go to movie night. And one of the things that we do through Clubhouse is we try to develop initiatives where basically the members actually drive the process. So this afternoon, we actually had a couple members call me in and say, hey, this is what we're doing. We'd like to see if you can support us. They'll actually get involved in doing kind of an online sign-up sheet so that, again, they're learning the computer aspect so they can do the online sheet. We can watch for which movies we actually have interest. Then they actually have to try to figure out how the logistics of getting people there. Again, it's going to be member-driven so that, again, it's kind of letting them run their show if they want to. And so it would really be helpful for us if you could reserve 30 seats for us at each of the movies. That would be fantastic. And that would help us pull together multiple facilities. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, please.
What happened to that funding? It was funded in 2018, correct?
Actually,
Trieste, right?
Trieste?
Yeah.
No, we're actually going to start the third fiscal year in July of this year. So
What it
we
was-
go back 2022.
Okay.
What ended up happening is COVID.
I remember it got funded, then COVID happened.
And we couldn't do anything.
Right.
Yeah. So we actually have a pop-up clubhouse.
No, I appreciate this conversation. This is why we love our meetings.
We'll do
You
that.
guys mind offlining on that one?
Yeah.
Stay on
This
the-
is probably the best part of the meeting.
You
You know what, let's listen to you talk about your street sign. I mean, you guys should have your own meeting. You guys
All kinds of housing, right? Not the housing cards, HHA.
Yeah.
So, we learned when we last did this that we need a little bit more, Matt and I can attest to this, we need a little bit more people power with helping these. So, I think we have 4 board members, and each of these meetings will be covered. So I want to go down and put people on the spot and ask if, which of the screenings you're able to attend, because we need the people power to be able to help. So, does anyone want to start by? Oh, sorry, I didn't want to screen it, I realized you can't even see them. So the first one is on June 11th. If people are able to look at the calendars and see June 11th at the Egyptian.
I mean, I wanna come to as many as I can.
Okay, so let me put so setup is at 5.
Which movie's that one?
So we show up at 5 and the movie starts at 7. That one is Netflix.
Yes.
We show up at 5 and the movie starts at 7?
Correct.
Was it this we have a statement of the meeting?
Yes, because it's clean up at the end.
Can we leave it during the meeting and then clean up then?
Let me put, camera down for.
Okay.
Sunshine during.
I don't know, maybe not, I'm just curious, unless they're on site.
No, it's not.
That's all I'm saying.
Then June 25th, it's from 9 to 9. Because I must 9. Oh, they were 9. Hi.
Daniel, put me down for June 11th,
Okay.
July 1st,
July.
and I'm gonna see about July 31st,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna see about July 19th.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. June 25th. That's at the LGBT center. So that is, it's pretty much just checking people in because they have their own feelings.
I'll come for the setup. Which movie is that?
That one is Mean Girls.
I didn't come for the setup.
Okay, perfect. You can set up camera, we can take it. Okay, well, I will put Charles and Daniel us in for that. So, they get cooked where they get put. What about July sixth?
What was it? Oh my God, not far.
So I can't be there on July sixth, so we need 4 people on July sixth. That one's the Hollywood Rec Center, set up at 6, it'll be in Sunset. So that'll be-
Are we allowed to volunteer for any of that?
That'd be great, yeah. Would you like to help out?
Yeah, I could do that one.
July 6th?
Yeah, July 6th.
What's your name?
Juan? G-U-A-N?
I'll chat with you after the meeting.
Thank you.
I need 2 other people.
I should volunteer and look for Scientologists.
Okay. Okay. Looks like Charles and Daniel are some base pencils. Okay. July 19th at the El Capitan Theater.
No, this is the community event. It's so the neighborhood council does that.
Not due to the Brown Act.
Like
We're
they
not allowed to have conversations.
help it because it helps promote the neighborhood council for the community. So it's like a community event that they get a seat at to help promote the council system. But it's just it's free movies for the community. I believe the city council pays for most of it.
Okay. I will get one more person, so hold that one. July 31st, 9 and I.
I think July 31st.
Sunshine setup. That one's at the laundry farm.
Oh, cool.
Okay, and then the last one, August 10th at Hollywood Rec Center.
I'm gonna let someone set that night.
Oh, have fun.
Thank you.
Anyone able to help me out on August 4th? I'm sorry, August 10th?
Yeah, I can.
I can set up.
Okay. So, it's July 6th, we need people, because right now it's just Tamara and Juan. And then June 25th, July 19th, and then August 10th. So, thank you. I'll follow up with more information. The other thing I wanted to discuss with this item is promo. So far we've sent it to all the local schools in the area and sent a newsletter out about it. If there are any organizations that you work with, like if you want to send it to the Boys and Girls Club, if you want to send it to them, if you want to send it, I'll take care of the parks. But right now, it's just let everyone know.
How about some flyers? Do you want to, like, if you do some flyers, or I can just print it out and I can just walk around and staple it some places, like there's little parks?
Yeah, we can print. I'm also going to do some posters out at Hollywood Rec Center right there on San Marcos Boulevard. If you think of any other places to put up posters.
If you
Maybe get a plane and fly a banner across the sky.
then I can go this first
Movie night.
Oh, yeah. Flyers. Okay. Yes. Okay. Any other items on my share?
You need help with flyers? I'll talk to them after.
Mine's more of a comment. For this agenda item, yeah, it's for this agenda item. Just a reminder, I spoke about this prior, and the people who came asking for money to help put this on said that they are aware of it, that Scientology, what they do at the info center, which is within your scope here, they would go give fake movie tickets to, they would dress up like they work for the Egyptian, go pass out movie tickets. People, your public's thinking, oh, I'm getting a free movie. And then but they found out they had to go back to the information center to see it, and then they're being dragged in. So it's predatory. So as all you're there, I hope you all just keep your eyes open and look out for that. Because if that is going on, that kind of level of predatory is continuing to happen, it needs to be stopped. Thank you.
Hi, yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you for talking about this. One, are all the event areas going to be wheelchair and handicap accessible? And will there be signing or hard of hearing?
Great questions. All our locations are ADA accessible and all of the movies are captioned.
Okay, and then I also want to talk about the same thing LA did about the Scientology not wanting to take all the tickets and then fair gaming or safe pointing the community. So it would be nice that you watch for that.
Thank you for your comment. Next comment is,
Great job, Fab Grammy.
hi, Jill.
I'm Jeff from Papadesta, they asked me before.
So why did the one of yours?
Okay, so there's no more comments on public comment on the tonight, so we will.
Yeah, great job. Fab Grammy for the win.
Yes, so the Central Hollywood Neighborhood Council will have a booth at.
No, that's a different one.
Sorry, guys, we have LA's Pride booth that we're talking about. Is the date on that? Do you know the date?
It's June 9th, I think 8th is the.
We talked about
It's
June
Sunday.
9th. June 9th.
It's a Sunday.
So I'll table with you.
It's the 9th, Sunday.
Thank you, LA Pride, in Hollywood, CHNC table. If any of you have been to the Pride in Hollywood before, it is so much fun and we have great swag. So tote bags, t-shirts, we usually do this wheel, you spin it, and then you get a freebie. So come visit us at the CHNC booth at Pride.
There's more.
Yeah, daytime. That's what we've done past years. Daytime. You know the hours, do you?
Oh, here it is. 11 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Long day.
Vendors are required to stay the duration of the event. So that's June 9th. And yeah, who's available? We should all be available because it's going to take all of us.
All of us. I can open. I'll probably bring the slide with you.
I can come in the morning for the guys who get my workshops at 4. So, well, they can come at 4 down. Oh,
It's a Sunday.
yeah. So every Sunday.
It's a long day.
Yeah, let's take a-
Night shift. Which is from when to when?
From like, yeah, I'll do 5 to 8.
5 to 8. I don't know.
I don't think anyone should do that by themselves, ideally. You're down for it?
I don't know. What?
I just feel like it could be boring.
Oh, boring, yes.
I didn't really understand. It was just like insulting or what. I didn't know. I don't know exactly what they said.
Talk to you after?
Yeah.
Yeah, it did sound very familiar. I agree.
Can someone besides Daniel take the lead on this one, like staffing it, get organizing the board for staffing it, organizing the swag?
What is this swag?
Yeah, I think we should have a point person for this.
I can be the point person.
Okay.
But I love Kathleen anyway. I'm using the process.
Okay.
I'll lead it.
So let Alvina know you're.
When you say after the Daniel, is the third person?
Yes.
Yes, the meeting that I went to, was it last week or the week before? That's for the blue building.
Yeah. No, I'll take over Friday. Alright, so I'll be talking to the board on email or whichever, and then.
Well, this is neighborhood council. These are not like real politicians. These are volunteers.
No, okay, alright, I just wanted to vote on the consent calendar before you read it, but I'm just gonna, say, I'd like to make a motion to, support the consent calendar as written. What's in it is the ARs from last month and the minutes from last month, which is all the supporting documents, so.
Yes.
I'm gonna go down the line, just, hopefully everyone's like, got a chance to look at it, well, actually, any public comments, any comments, any public comments, any online comments?
Jill.
Jill, do you have a comment on the consent calendar? Or is this from before? Yeah, this is the same thing, yeah, got you, okay. Alright, we're gonna vote on the consent calendar, which is on the agenda. So,
Yes?
Yes, Daniel? Okay, so then that's not what. Okay, just go down the line for the rest of the legislative action. Or do you want to do homelessness? Let's do homelessness. Two, right? Or no, nine. So nine, do you want to talk about the homelessness item or more about what? Please. That was your first one. Homelessness item? Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, I gave a brief description, but if Erica wouldn't mind.
It's the homelessness
if she-
liaison.
Sure.
Yeah, Eric's gonna talk about it now. Come on up.
Yeah, I have Carol.
Thank you so much again.
Yeah, I have a question about it. Yeah, so I've actually mentioned this a couple of times in the past. Our department is asking neighborhood councils to appoint, I think it's up to 4 either board members or community stakeholders who are interested in coming together with having a collaborative approach on addressing homelessness within their community. So with this, there's gonna be a series of meetings that are taking place in addition to events where we'll have speakers, workshops, what exactly.
They are elected by the community, but they're volunteers.
Again, it's a collaborative approach to addressing homelessness throughout the city. And so, again, you can either be a board member or not even a committee member. If you're just a community member
You can be appointed, but they do have elections, but you can be appointed.
So,
if there's an empty
I've sent
seat.
out a couple of emails in the past with documents specifying the role of what it means to be a homelessness liaison. And in fact, our first event / official meeting is tomorrow in the evening.
Yeah, I have a few questions. So it's a great idea to always have any type of like homelessness, collaboration amongst organizations. That's part of the reason why our homelessness committee, joined with East Hollywood's homelessness committee so that we can, for that purpose. CD13 also has its homelessness committee. So in all of these, you're having representatives from different, service providers, sometimes.
The street side,
sometimes government.
this is his local
and things like that, rarely. But, so, I guess I'm saying like, how would this be different? Like, do you have access to anybody in like the mayor's office or anything like that? Like, what is the incentive, when you're already a member of 4 other homelessness collaboration committees, what does this one do? This is my question.
I mean, aside from it being another avenue to addressing the issue, yes, I would say that we do have contacts. I mean, I do my best as an NGO.
Thank you, Nomad.
Whether it's the city
I like that
office.
idea.
In fact, I just sent a calendar invite to our mayor rep, David, so I'm hoping he'd be attending in the future. But, oftentimes these department staff or officials aren't able to attend the specific NC homelessness committee meetings or these general board meetings. So if we say, hey, we don't just have one NC, we have several NCs coming together in the same space, they see it as an opportunity to speak not just to one neighborhood, but to several. And so I would say that, having everyone in one space is a benefit to them. And secondly, yes, we do have those contacts that, one, we're trying to strengthen those relationships, but two, again, the more we hear how big of an issue homelessness is throughout our neighborhoods in the city, we're hoping that is just more pressure to get something done. And so I don't have the specifics of exactly what is different. Again, we have workshops, we have meetings, we're gonna have events, but I do know that this has been an effort that the department has put on in the past. I think it kind of fell off during the pandemic or whatnot, whether that was funding or lack of capacity in terms of staff. But this event or this effort is kind of revamping that, so.
And you can attend virtually?
I actually think the event tomorrow is in person. However, in that one sheeter, and whoever's interested, I can share this with you. It does say that moving forward, the events can either be in person or virtual. It just really depends on the preference of the homelessness liaisons. So there's a lot of flexibility in this.
Where and when tomorrow?
I hope we do get to meet Nomad.
It's gonna be
Looking forward to it.
Give you the room specifically, I don't have it on me right now, but I can check on my laptop. But if I'm not mistaken, it's gonna be from 6 to 8.
Is it downtown City Hall?
That's right, yes, thank you.
Okay, some room.
And again, whoever's interested, I know that we have it on our agenda. It's up to 4, and if you are interested and you're not on a committee or you're not on the board, please feel free to connect with the board so that way they can have you fill out that form and then formally appoint you.
So, for this meeting tomorrow, can we just pop in and check it out, see if we're digging the live?
I mean, we are asking that the board formally appoint someone, but right now, given that it's the first meeting, I mean, I can understand why you just wanna check it out before having that full commitment. I would say, why not?
Commitment's
Yeah,
hard.
just connect with me so that way I can make sure to have you on that list. And, you know, of course, there's parking arrangements, so I don't want you to show up and not be able to get in, so connect with me
Okay.
if you are interested.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions about this item? Yes, sir.
Yeah, will third parties be attending, groups like People's Concern and other nonprofits?
Yes, the idea is aside from city departments, we are looking to reach out to, and if they haven't already done so, to nonprofits, that help address the homelessness issue.
I mean, I know this doesn't concern you, but they haven't been paid in months. They stopped taking in new homeless people. Inside Safe has come to a complete standstill because no one's been paid. So I wanted to try to figure out if this is just a bunch of sort of appointees, elected officials just talking amongst themselves, or are they talking to the people who are actually out there in the street doing the work?
We're gonna do our best to do that outreach to other organizations, but we also understand that, I mean, sometimes we reach out to LAWSA and they say, sorry, you know, I reached out to them personally to attend some of our meetings, and sometimes the response is, we don't have the capacity right now. And so, right, if you can't get it with one organization, we keep touching base with several, so that way we can get that expertise in the same meeting space as
Do you expect
well.
LAWSA to be there?
For tomorrow's meeting, I'm not sure if they're gonna be in attendance, but again, that's not to say that we're not gonna reach out to them, we will.
Next one, roll.
And 9?
I just wanted two things. One, for anybody who has more questions about the role, the document is linked to the agenda. So you can go in there and you can see more information about the role. And then also two, I have the address, if anybody is interested for tomorrow as well. It is 200 North Spring Street, 3rd floor, Los Angeles City Hall East, Controller's Conference Room.
Thank you, Naya. Yeah, but again,
She
please,
said, what did she say?
but again, please connect with me if you are interested in attending. We are, taking these forms as RSVP. So again, if you just wanna check it out, but you want to attend, let me know, so that way if you need any parking arrangements, if you need your name on that list, that's something I can help with.
And we can make sure, we'll bring it up at the homelessness committee meeting to see if we have any stakeholders that are interested in.
Excellent.
joining too.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Alright, so the last part of the agenda is gonna be the legislative action committee. So Daniel has,
Sure.
Okay, so the discussion and possible action to submit a community impact statement related to the LAC Charter Ethics Reform ballot.
Can you speak up?
Yes, it's on the agenda as well. This is, legislative action pack number 4A. It says discussion and possible action to submit a community impact statement relating to the LA City Charter Ethics Reform ballot measure. Daniel?
Yeah, so I wanted to bring this to the board, as a point of, and the public, as a point of information. You can also pass a CIS on this, but, it would be after the fact. The city council has already voted on this item. So for the background, after the, leak, the audio leak with council members and the LA Fed chair, there was lots of discussion about ethics reforms in City Hall. And lots of council members submitted motions, lots of public outcry ensued, and basically one of the motions that was voted on was to draft a ballot measure for consideration in this November's election. And the Ethics Commission and other city departments weighed in on how we want to strengthen ethics at City Hall. And the recommendations from the Ethics Commission were numerous, and I encourage folks to read the council file linked on the agenda. The City Council, in voting last week, passed what has been described as a much more watered down ballot measure. So I think it can be a very robust discussion if we choose to have it, but my personal feeling is disappointment that we had this opportunity to right some of the wrongs at City Hall. For example, the Ethics Commission their budget is controlled by the same people they're tasked with investigating, the City Council. So one of the recommendations was detach the Ethics Commission's budget from that review process, so they're more independent. That was not one of the adopted ballot measures. So in November, we're gonna go and vote on a number of items to strengthen ethics at City Hall. I wish they had gone much, much farther. But if as a board, we'd like to comment on that, we were able to do so. And I will say, even though the City Council passed the motion, the City Attorney still has to come back with the language. The City Council passed the motion saying, City Attorney's Office, go write the ballot measure. They then have to do a final approval. So in that regard, there is still opportunity for us to weigh in, but that's where we stand in terms of timeline.
On the topic, one of the most disappointing portions of what happened was that Kevin DeLeon remained on city council, and it was CB14, but then had injury to insult, was a lame duck sitting on no committees until recent has been added back to committees because, well, tax dollars are being paid towards his salary, so of course we have to put him to work. But ultimately, I feel like he kind of got a Trump card, kind of voice was, he was like, yeah, no issue. So I'm questioning if this ethics commission would strengthen his removal, or a person like his removal in such an instance in the future.
That wasn't on the table. One of the things that was on the table that did get recommended for the ballot measure was increasing the penalties for violations of ethics in the ethics code. So the penalty prior was $5,000 per violation. Now it's up to $15,000, which I still think is a little.
It's a $250,000 a year salary. What are we doing? Well, he was part of the conversation in the back door, name calling, racist, and Gil Cedillo resigned. But what he did was he played out the long game. And he said, I'm gonna stay, and the next big thing will happen and they'll forget about me, and unfortunately he was right. And because till this day, he's still there.
Basically, we're all mad at him because didn't speak up.
No, because he said no.
But in the first place, they were having a private conversation about redistricting.
Yeah,
And
redistricting.
He was in on it. So what the hell, okay.
They rigged CD
Because
10.
there's no eject model in city council. They basically took him off every committee to say you're unfit to serve. But they couldn't remove
Welcome to Hollywood, Karen.
because there's no.
I'm sure that's
there's no
true.
button for that. Yeah.
So could we write a community impact statement that says that we think he should be removed because we want him ethical?
There's no election in November, he's
I mean,
gone.
I think just him, but I think it's more of like creating that mechanism.
Yeah.
But he's an example of survival of the not fit.
Yeah, whatever. I know I always look first. I come in, it's like you never recognize
He was
them.
like, oh no, I'm gonna stay the course. And he fought with constituents during the holiday party, and everyone's seen footage of that. He said my stakeholders love me and they'll vote me. And anyway, there was no mechanism for removal. So yeah, we had talked about this during the.
I think the recording initially came out, we voted for him to resign.
We did vote for him to resign, but we're not CD14, so.
But they're not gonna get a store on the boulevard.
I will say, just before we go to public comment, if that's okay, organized labor came out very strongly opposed to these new ethics package reforms. And I'm really upset that our council member was one of the ones who voted to water down these ethics reform. I understand your representative couldn't be here because it's a holiday, but If they were here, I would ask them, why are you voting for this?
Water, ethics, don't we want more ethics?
Yeah, so.
I mean, I want more ethics. And I'm a rascal.
Any other board comments for the stakeholders? Okay, yes, ma'am.
Yes, yeah, I wanted to bring up Jamie York and how they rejected her and rejected the Ethics Commission. But mind you, we heard today that how you guys, you have to sign a code of conduct, take, whatever, or you're going to be, you can't vote. So they're making sure that, that you at the neighborhood council level have your TRs in, as a Scientologist would say, that you have your, that was just a joke, sorry. But when it comes to the higher levels who are, I know, the higher levels, like they're not interested in holding themselves accountable. And so that's why, there needs to be a pushback on that. And so please, address it, because I agree with you. I love the fact that you're sitting there saying, hey, that you're willing to, address your own council person here and say, it's not good enough. I wish I could talk to you about it. Like, I love that. I salute you tonight. You get the gold star tonight. And please keep doing that. Like, Jamie York should have been, that should not have happened. It's not okay.
Okay, let's go ahead,
Yeah, I mean, you talked about how KDL was involved with that same racist stuff, but you have to understand, the LA Fed conversation was about it was really a lobbying scandal, and it was about rigging CD10. You mentioned Jamie York, we talk about the city council member. Let's remember, Hugo is the one who put the wrench in the system to stop her from getting onto the Ethics Commission, because Hugo claimed that all that Jamie York asked for was that lobbyists of unions would not be able to give money directly to candidates. Just the lobbyists of the unions. But Hugo's been going around, and he said this just last week in council, saying that the ethics reform would somehow require every union member to register as a lobbyist. He's a liar. I say this again, Hugo Soto Martinez is a liar. And what he did to Jamie York is disgusting. The city needs Jamie York more than ever right now in the Ethics Commission. But, as you mentioned, organized labor, LA Fed, Unite Here 11, they were the ones that insisted that Jamie York's nomination be shot down. And they're the ones that insisted that the ethics reform be killed last week. That's the unions in this now. So you need to know who the enemies are and who your friends are. And I gotta tell you, when it comes to union leadership in LA, they are not your friends if you want to have some sort of accountability with politicians or with any of these enemies. That's all I have to say. And one more thing. Once again, Jamie York is the greatest. She should be on the Ethics Commission.
Yep.
You were saying that they were thinking about maybe getting rid of that council member. I forgot his name. Yeah, but I think that's what I think, that like he represents Latinos. So when he got that position, like a lot of the deputies in the jail and maybe even cops that are kind of Latino, he kind of looked up to him. So he kind of had some leeway, but that's all I want.
Any other public comment? Okay, so taking it back to you, so is there an action item, or is this kind of like a future discussion, or?
So it's discussion and possible action, we can make a motion today, or we can come back and make a
Second
motion.
motion.
There is no motion.
There's no motion. There was motion.
We need
We need the verbiage.
I'm not prepared to make a motion at this time.
If we were gonna make a motion, would it be like to write a community impact statement saying that we want to have
I wish for stronger recommendations.
And probably what those stronger items are, so these are the things that that's, yes. So you bring it up next month, if you want.
Can we say something specific?
No, I don't think it's too late. I think it's helpful that the city officials know our stance, even if it's after the motion is passed. I just can't commit to that based on capacity.
Okay. Well, it's on the table, if anybody wishes to speak on it. Okay, and then the second legislative action?
So this item is, I'm sorry, Nye's hand was up.
Oh, hi, Nye.
Oh, it's down.
Hi, Nye. Okay. Last but not least.
So discussion of possible action to commit submit a CIS relating to approvals for the stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So depending on your point of view, maybe a lighter topic, but this came up because Someone who doesn't like
Good to see you.
Donald Trump, recognize that the current city ordinance requires city council to vote on every star that goes onto the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So he's like, the city has been in violation of the law, all the stars, or Donald Trump's star needs to be removed. But the bigger picture is that the city council said, oh wow, you're right. According to the law, city council does have to vote on every star. So they're recommending, and they voted to take that approval out, city council's approval out, because they don't. So the recommended action is that the Bureau of Engineering, under Board of Public Works, continues with their approval process, and just that final stamp of approval from the city council not be required, because they haven't been doing it, it would be unwieldy for them to do it.
We can't make a motion to remove Trump star.
I'll say this, so, since 2016, that star has been vandalized over and over again, and a lot of tourists ask why that star, why they continue to replace it, Chamber of Commerce, every time it's been vandalized. There are a lot of people with, throughout the past 60 years that the Hollywood Walk of Fame has existed. Bill Cosby still has a star. I believe Harvey Weinstein has a star. There's a lot of people that have reasons that their star should be removed, and it has not. So the Chamber of Commerce, for the last of my awareness, they have a position that once a star is in the sidewalk, it stays there. So if we start a process where we're going to start pulling stars from the sidewalk for this reason or that reason, half of the stars on the boulevard are gonna be gone.
But that's the thing, is that there's space for new people then.
Yes.
It's just going to be,
There's still plenty of space.
We took out Christopher Columbus' statues.
there are
off
2
campuses.
stars added. Okay, separate issue. There are 2 stars added to the sidewalk every month. Do we want the city council to really be wasting their time on voting twice a month on who gets a star, who doesn't, who gets their star removed?
No, but I think
It just
it's
seems like
petition.
an extremely
I do think there's a petition for the people about who should be removed, kind of like a recall of stars.
It's going to be, every single star is going to come into question then. I mean, think about Charlie Chaplin's star will be removed. There is going to be a huge, he sex trafficked minors.
What? I didn't know.
It's like Scientology.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Charlie.
No, Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie, your childhood, now look at you.
Literally think about the early 20th century, all of the people that were the original stars being put in. I'm serious, there will be 60% of the stars will be up for removal. Do we really want to waste our city resources on going through each of those?
Isn't that city resources too?
Are they replacing drums?
No, you didn't say they were replacing their drums.
Every star that once it's in the sidewalk, it stays
But
there.
when it gets vandalized, it gets replaced, you said?
Yes, but that is paid for by,
The Hollywood Chamber, gotcha.
the chamber does not pay for the replacement, the person whose star it is pays for the replacement.
So Sean keeps paying for it?
So I think my only thing is,
Come on.
I'm not moving, but I would suggest that we don't prepare any kind of impact statement on this, just because it isn't, I know it's the Hollywood Walk of Fame, it's a big tourist attraction, but it's not like a monument to our goals as a society, like it's literally Hollywood. And so we are, but it doesn't feel, like, I don't look at the Hollywood Walk of Fame as like representative of like my or like me as a city.
But it's this area represented.
But it's more, in my mind, it's more of like a fundraising effort to keep the sidewalks clean.
Yeah, July?
Yeah, Councilman, totally
Even though, I can't necessarily vote on the impact statement, but I do wanna say that I think it does make sense to remove the approval of the city council, because that does take time. They're not already doing it, or haven't been doing it, like, why not? So yeah, I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, I do agree, it's really weird for them to do that.
So my only thought in playing devil's advocate is maybe we could submit a CIS suggesting that some removal process be considered or proposed, because it sounds weird to me that once you have a star, you will always have a star no matter what you do. I just feel like that's a little extreme, and there's no mechanism. It's kind of like with kicking out a city council member. There's no mechanism, no matter what they do, they murder 10 people, they can, they're legal.
Michael Jackson song, right?
So, that's my only thought. I don't, I'm not gonna die on that hill. I think we should do public comment and then decide as well.
Okay, let's go from left to right, or right to left.
Okay, yes, if we get to all vote on whose stars we remove, I would like to nominate Tom Cruise and Travolta, because they are part of a human trafficking organization that does abusive things like auditing children, which is so inappropriate that the police should be pounding down their doors, stopping it. They also do purification rituals. Again, police should be there pounding down the door, stopping it. It's inhumane what they do with these purification things. But, so that's my vote. Can we please remove Tom Cruise and Travolta? Other than that, I would say it's a waste of, like, the city has more things to do than to worry about, you know, whoever star, if we, you know, and really, it's, when it comes to political things, I mean, most of us are going to hate one politician or the other. Are we really just going to remove every politician star that we hate? You know, I mean, come on.
No, real quick, like sometimes when those celebrities, like they're found guilty or whatever, there's still sides that say that they're not guilty, right? So sometimes that's why they think maybe we shouldn't remove them. And the other thing, like when you go to the movies and you enjoy a film, and you can still put your DVD in and all that, or stream it, you remember the entertainment or the good times you got from the film. The good times, even though they might be guilty, but you still remember the good times from the film. So so when you see it on the screen, you can still remember that you enjoyed that. That's all.
Yeah, I'm just saying you guys are worried about this commission, like, you know.
He has one,
to, like,
Susie.
remove the stars and not remove the stars. The city's just as corrupt as, like, look at El Ron Hubbard Way. They're trafficking children all around the world. They've got their own street. The LAPD supports them all the time. I mean, what do you dig up a street? You dig up stars? I don't know where you start, where you begin with that.
How can I get my star on the boulevard?
That's right.
Well, don't do a Bill Cosby.
Yeah, shout out to IKEA Way. Okay, cool. So,
We
anything
have one
online?
phone caller.
Okay. Hello. Please don't be a politician.
Phone caller ending in 820, you should be able to unmute. There you go.
Hello.
Yeah, you have up to 2 minutes to make a public comment. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Chris from Central Hollywood. Now I'd like just to complain about the food that you have there. It's really cold and dry and it's hurting my mouth.
It's not related to.
This is Chris.
Sorry, that is not on
You
topic.
know, your budget is so big and you decided to give us cold ass.
Okay. Alrighty, well, that concludes that comment, and now we talk about awareness here.
They do. Oh yeah, we gotta move that one.
I don't want.
I'd like to make a motion for city, who would write the letter? Whoever says the motion is gonna write and submit the community investor. Do y'all want to? Should I make this motion? I don't want. You don't want to?
I don't think those are the votes.
No? Well then, I want to voice the breath. Although we are in agreement that the city council shouldn't be doing this job, but we don't want to write the motion for it.
We could write a motion supporting the.
Yeah.
I mean, we can do that. I think
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
that
I
would be
don't
less
remove
impactful
anybody's
because
star.
they already passed.
Oh, they already passed that,
Okay.
They already, okay, we're in agreement. Okay, cool, never mind.
Let's write a motion that says, good job.
Yeah. Okay, then that will be the end of all things that require voting.
That's everything.
The only thing is just any government, any reports from the board members, or let's just go to public, we just go to comments by board members. This is the last portion. I just wanna say, we all gotta get here in time, and we need, like, everybody here. I am gonna agendize for Charles, per bylaws, to be removed from the neighborhood council.
So I think we should give him a chance to resign.
I did already.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, last meeting that he missed. I would ask again, but,
I think
otherwise,
it's better for him because.
I will agendize it for next month.
First.
Yes.
And then we'll have a spot to just drop somebody in? Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Albina,
Yeah.
you know, you can agendize it, if you like. I did not intend to resign because this is a rescheduled meeting. This is the day after Memorial Day weekend. And, you know, go ahead and agendize it. If you want to, put me off the board, that's fine. But I'll tell you what, I plan to challenge it. If I have to appeal it to the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment, that's fine. This is a special meeting, Albina. This is not a regular meeting night.
This is a general board meeting, as it says at the top of the agenda, and also there's
It's
other
a general
meetings that
board
we
meeting, but it's
missed.
rescheduled the day after
We
the
actually
Memorial
put
Day
this
holiday,
together.
Albina. So I welcome the opportunity for you to push me off the board, Albina, because I know that's what you've been pushing for the longest time. But believe me, I plan to challenge it, Albina. I plan to challenge it.
Nothing
So,
personal,
thank you.
I started off the statement as people need to be on time and in attendance for us to have action and.
And Albina, I agree with that.
Quorum.
I
And also,
agree with
there's-
that, but
the
I
bylaws
plan
just
to
state
do
what the
that.
bylaws state, there's actually a number of absences.
Yes, but the
during
bylaws
committee.
state for special meetings, those do not
These are not-
count
this is a general
as
board
absences, Albina.
This is not a special meeting. This is not a special meeting.
This is,
It was rescheduled.
Well,
Rescheduled.
let's talk about this offline. This is just supposed
Albina,
to be
we'll
comments,
talk
general
about this
announcements,
later. I
right?
do not
Come on, guys, can we really have a meeting here?
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Other than that,
We'll have a meeting.
any other comments?
Brown act.
Brown Act, I will just say.
Albina, I don't like your attitude on this either.
I will
Okay.
just
I
say.
don't like your attitude.
Come on,
I'm
guys,
almost
grow up.
to the point.
Come on, guys, let's go with adults here.
Okay,
I'm gonna raise a complaint with the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment
okay,
before next month's meeting.
okay. I attend every single meeting, I don't think I've ever missed a meeting in like 3 years, so. Yeah, okay,
I'm gonna work with Nani to order swag for us to give away at the United and Pride. So if you have any suggestions for goodies, let us know. It
last
doesn't have to be
time,
done,
yeah,
it could be offline.
last time I did, logo design, the girl and the dog. Would y'all mind if I took another stab at, cause I also made the pride design for last year, in 2023, do you remember that? Is it cool if I take another stab at the 2024 pride swag? Or did you have something in mind?
Let's offline about what the swag will be, whether it's a tote bag or a shirt or a pen, etc., and then we can work on
Talk
design.
about that. Yeah, but something that's inclusive, because remember like there was like love at the first year, and there was like the love dog.
Oh, I have a quick question before we go on. I remember there was some talk about if we wanted to do anything with our, bylaws.
Yeah.
Is that the, okay, that was a question.
It could be an ongoing discussion,
Yeah,
just the department has a window for us to submit bylaw
Yeah.
amendments, and we,
cool, I don't remember what I wanted to change, but it's cool.
it was when we were talking about increasing the size of the board.
Yeah.
Any other comments?
Yes, it is.
All right, well, it is 7:59, we'll adjourn.
Thanks.
Hey, thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Let's all go watch a movie.
Yeah, I definitely want to go to
Let's go watch
the
a
movies.
movie. And,
Going Clear. I recommend Going Clear. That's a really good one. Yeah, seriously, watch Going Clear. I think it's on Netflix. Okay, thank you guys for being with me. Wow, 75 of you stuck by me the whole time. I appreciate you. Hi, bye, Chris. How you doing? Good to see you as always.
Back to normal location?
Yeah, probably. Although today I'm just calling it quits. The next time I want to do, the next board I want to do is the one that's for the Celebrity Center in La Poubelle. That's like that was the president of that. No, this is for the Information Center. But the president, huh? The one that we shut down.
No, yeah, but I'm saying the.
The one for La Poubelle is Hollywood United. The lady that was sitting behind me that talked about the showering, she's the president of that
that's what you say.
Or, so, yeah, so that's why I said, yeah, so that's why I asked for info. I'm gonna try to prepare her
Yeah, that's.
for the onslaught. Yeah, that's the one for multitude of reasons. And then the top, the one we did last time was, huh?
We're like 20, I'm like, no, right, there's historical societies there.
I tried to get them today and I can't.
Yeah, bike, I know, it's like,
It's hard.
well,
Another one shut up.
yeah, no, I tell them to shut up.
All right, I'll see y'all.
All right, see you. That was interesting. I'm glad you came. All right, guys.
Okay, guys.
I'm gonna say goodnight so I can catch up with Michael real quick.
Say goodnight, everybody.
Thank you, all of you, for being here. Yes. Yep. I love you too. Ditto. Echo. Bye, guys.